Hi stamping friends. A little bit different today. You guys are just going to see my crafting hands. I don't have my lovely husband to help me edit, so we're going to do a little bit differently. I wanted to help show you how to put together the kits for the Waterfall card. If you want to see, just kidding, I took the gift cards out. So the bottom holds a gift card right there in that lovely nifty spot, and it's wonderful. So for all of you who have one of my kits, you have everything pre-cut, and I'm going to show you. If you don't have one of my kits and you want this, I will have a tutorial up soon on my blog, so you can cut everything and then you can watch the video and assemble with us. So let's go. For those of us who have a kit, all the pieces are already pre-cut, which just simplifies the process if you've never made a Waterfall card before. And we have a lot of pieces that we just need to sort. And I probably should have done this before you were staring at me, but I guess you guys can do it alongside of me. So I just go ahead and I get my squares matched up. If you guys look at the sample, like, you know, pull the picture up and have it in front of you, you can just start matching up where some of the stuff goes. And that helps the process along. These two little pieces I'm just going to set aside. I'm dropping stuff. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere these two pieces just to get them out of the way. And I use glue a lot more now. It just works really well and it's cheap. So this just allows you to get something out of the way and go ahead and set it aside. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to crease this tan piece, and it helps to have a bone fold. Sorry about that. I guess if you're watching me and you know who I am, you know that I'm slack and unorganized. So hopefully it gave you a good giggle, and now we can move on. So we are just going to kind of set that aside. The first thing that I felt like we really needed to do is we needed to stamp stuff. So I went ahead and just grabbed different stamp sets that had graduation in it. A proud of you, as you can see, again, you did it with a hat, good luck, proud of you, and then some confetti with another saying. So hopefully you guys can just take a minute, pull some things out that you think will do really well being layered on top of this, and just start going to town. So I'm going to take my 1.5 inch punch and I'm going to punch out a circle just because I tend to like to punch and then stamp so I know it fits. Then I'm going to take my little hat and I'm going to stamp it and with the memento, and then I'm going to add the you did it. And then there we go. Super simple. And then that completes my number one. While we're there, we might as well just go ahead and assemble. So I did pop up the circle just to give it a little bit more dimension. So all I could find was mini ones. So I think that's perfect. And it's going to help me when we do the birthday card next, which will be another video, by the way, just so you guys don't have to dreadfully watch me for way too long. Keep kids from coming up here and interrupting. Anyway, so here we go. Number one done. We'll set it aside. The second one is the good luck or whatever saying or whatever you picked. So we're just going to add that. Looks like I need to re-ink a little bit, but super fun. Just go ahead and take care of that. Okay, set that aside. Now we're on to number 3, where I'm going to punch out 1 3/4 circle And then I'm going to stamp So Very Proud of You. I can't wait to see what all you guys picked. Maybe you have some of the same stamp sets I do. I did not pop any of these up because I wasn't sure how the waterfall layers would set, so I just went ahead and put it all together. Super exciting. We got news yesterday that Kylie might actually have a graduation live at her high school, and that was pretty cool. So maybe we'll be doing more than just sending cards in the mail. So now I just set that one aside and I come to the fourth one. With the fourth one, it's a little bit different. I just took this neutral and I took the Pretty Peacock that I was using. I guess I should have told you guys that. The colors of this is Pretty Peacock, Terracotta Tile, and Sahara Sand. Although that's way into the video and you probably already picked something. Sorry about that. Maybe I should put that on my blog. But I did confetti and I just decorated. That's all. You only see about half of it when it tilts back, so that's why I felt like it was super important to have a saying on the end to just add a little bit because it won't open up all the way. So there you go. My confetti's a little low, but that's okay. And then put that together. So now we have all of our rectangles and we have everything. So here we go. We have all these pieces. So what I want to do that works easier is I just want to take, I don't know what I want to take. Okay, I want to take this and I'm just going to kind of take this and put it underneath. It's the little tab. Kylie, can you see that? Okay, so as you see, it's just a little tab that's gonna sit underneath, and then you're gonna take this blue. Again, I'm unprepared, sorry. You're gonna cut whatever you want, whether it be a bigger arrow or a little arrow. I did a tiny one, but then when one of my helpers duplicated it and did a bigger one, I felt like that was so much easier to hold, adhere, stay. So I'm gonna copy her and do it bigger this time, other than the fact that the whole glue bottle just emptied on my little arrow. Okay. Oh, I should really have my little tweezer things. Kelston's borrowing them downstairs. Okay. So there you go. So I went ahead and I did that. So then at that point, you can kind of see where everything is going to situate. Okay. So now we go ahead and we just kind of need to try to position stuff. And some people may do this all differently. I tend to do it first. And reason being is just because I like to see how it's going to position. So what I do is I make sure this is straight, and there might be an easier way. If somebody knows it, tell me. And I go ahead and I put a little glue down and I adhere it to the top piece. So then if we hold this down, I've already got the effects going on. And I just want to make sure when I'm lining that up that I'm taking into consideration that it's going to sit not where the last line is, but a little bit underneath it so it can pull. And then it's centered on each side. So then I'm going to go ahead, and you really need big glue dots for this. So I'm going to disappear again. Okay. So what I did is then I put one dimensional on the bottom and one dimensional on the top of each side. And then I go ahead and I I position it where I felt like I wanted it. And I hope for the best. And I think I'm a little off, but overall, I think I'm okay. So now I have this. So look, you can play with it and you can kind of see what's happening. Make sure your creases work. So there you go. So at this point, that's where we should be. So I actually assembled backwards at this point. I am going to start by tackling this piece right here. So with that, you can use your scissors or you can use a paper trimmer. I use a paper trimmer. And white tablecloth ink, wonderful. Okay. I use my paper trimmer and I just line up the diagonal and I just go to town. And I have this. Now, the biggest key of this is that, one, I did it the opposite of what I just did my sample, but that's okay. And two, you have to definitely not use very much anything. So I chose to use tear and tape so I could control it and so there could be force of a gift card. But what you're going to do is the tear and tape is only going to go about half on. That's really silly for me to put this big piece here. Half on. And then you're going to peel it up and you're going to wrap it over so the thickness is just half. And I know this is silly and sticky, but it works just because we want to make sure we can fit that gift card, which I don't even have up here to test it out, but hopefully you guys can. And then you do half over here. And I'm just going to do it super quick just because I don't want to bore you guys too much. And then another little piece over here. So then you're just going to face it down, line it up in the corner, and you're going to extend it out to where it just lines up. And then you're going to tuck it back in. And it does snag a little bit because it's not meant to be that far undone. So you just slide it back in. So now, well, I'll have to play with this because I have oh, okay, here we go. I get it now. Okay, so now you're here. Sorry, I had to, it's been sorry. Anyway, now we're just going to assemble up. So we're going to take the last line and we're going to line up our square to the line and we're going to put it down. And then we're going to take the next one and we're going to just put the adhesive up towards the top, line up towards the line, put it down. Same thing. Line, put it down, and then there you go. So now we have our final product and we can now see it all the way through. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Definitely check out my blog soon and I'll have tutorials and dimensions and stuff there. And until then, I hope you flourish.